Hey guys, so I have just been out for a meal with Leah. So Leah is my friend who I actually used to coach, and I used to also live with her. But we went out for sushi. It was so nice. And this is, I don't know why I'm showing you what I wore because I'm not some kind of fashion blogger. I don't know who I think I am. But I am wearing my sister's coat, which is very nice. And this bodysuit underneath is actually Glutewear. This was gifted to me, but I do wear Glutewear all the time. And this is a size large. I'm actually a small in everything from Glutewear, but these bodysuits you seem to have to size up quite a bit. So I will show you in a second. So this is the bodysuit from Glutewear. Like I said, this is a large. But I am usually a small in everything, so if you're a small, a large will probably fit you well. Hey guys, so I have just been out for food and a drink, literally one drink, with my friend Leah. Leah is one of my friends who I've been friends with a really long time. We actually used to live together, and she used to be one of my clients as well, and she's also an online coach herself. So we went for sushi, had a bit of a catch up, I've not seen her in a while, and then walked to Lost and Found and had one gin, and then we both drove our separate ways back home. And yeah, it was a really lovely evening, and I thought I would just come on here and talk to you all. So yeah, this weekend's been a good one so far. This morning I went to CrossFit, trained, went to a class, and then drove straight home, got ready, went for a coffee with Lydia, and we actually had a bit of like a business brainstorm. So that was really cool because we obviously both have the same job, we're both online coaches, and what we did was we both took our laptops to Starbucks and our planners as well, and we wrote down some goals for the new year from a business perspective and some of the things we want to aim to do on like a weekly and a monthly basis from like a content production perspective. We looked over some of the software that we use, we set out some goals for ourselves as online coaches, and we also put together some ideas for content, some content for my podcast, for YouTube, for Instagram, so that we can stay consistent with those things. And if any of you are personal trainers or online coaches watching this, this is something that I would highly recommend that you do. So if you have a plan of action, you're so much more likely to be able to stay consistent with these things like content production, and be consistent with doing what you need to do to move forwards from a business perspective. So planning is absolutely key, and being organized with these things. And as I showed you in my last video, I use the Passion Planner as my written diary. I personally like to write things down on paper. You could use an electronic diary if you wanted to, and there are lots of different ways of doing it, but I would definitely recommend having a plan of action. And you could sit down and do this on your own, you could get together with a friend and do it, so you've got some accountability. You could do like a monthly checkup together. That's what me and Lydia are going to do. We're going to get together like once a month, check up on how we're doing, and run over our plans, come up with some new content ideas, and have a little bit of a catch up and a brainstorm together. And it's just really nice to have friends who you can do that sort of thing with. So, you know, if you are someone who is in the fitness industry, or you run your own business in a different industry, and you don't really have any friends like that at the moment, reach out to these people. Like me and Lydia only met recently through the gym really, and started talking to each other there. But, you know, reach out to other online coaches, reach out to other personal trainers. I know for a fact that I never mind receiving a message, like a direct message on Instagram, from anyone else who wants to reach out and get together. So just don't hesitate to send those messages and reach out to like-minded people, because you might find that you end up really good friends, and those friendships become the best friendships you could possibly ask for. You know, people keep taking the mick out of me and Lydia because we've been spending a lot of time together, but that's because we have a really good friendship, and we might not have known each other the longest, but we just get on really well. So when you find those people, it makes such a big difference to your life. So reach out to people, because you never know what kind of friendships might form. And yeah, just make sure that that went off on a bit of a tangent, I know, classic. But what I'm trying to say is, yeah, organisation is key if you run your own business, and getting together with someone to brainstorm is always a great idea. And I'm grateful for the friends that I have in my life. One of those is Leah, who I met up with tonight. One of those is Lydia. And yeah, I'm incredibly grateful for those people, as well as the other friends that I have in my life. But yeah, today was lovely. We just went for sushi. Me and Leah were actually talking about how, like, since I've moved away from the extremes and my appetite is so normal, it's just so nice to be at maintenance and to be so balanced when it comes to nutrition, and not feel like sometimes when you've been through periods of extreme restriction, such as through a contest prep, and then you come out of that, you have like extreme hunger for quite a long period of time. It takes a long time for that to disappear, and it really makes you appreciate the times when your hunger is normal, when your hunger cues are normal, when your hunger hormones are normal, and you can, you have the ability to leave food on your plate. You have the ability to control your portion sizes and not feel like you have to carry on eating like you're some kind of bottomless pit. It's just really nice to feel like normal around food in every way, and that's definitely where I'm at now. So yeah, we were just talking about how we're both incredibly grateful to be in that spot with food, and how we feel so normal around food. Even though, I've never had like an eating disorder or anything like that, but your hunger cues are very skewed after you've been through something like a contest prep where you've pushed your body to the absolute extreme. It's not healthy, and you do experience negative consequences after doing that, and they linger for quite a while. So it takes a while to get back to a place of being normal again, and it just makes you so grateful to be at that place of being normal where we are now. So just thought I would share that with you. And yeah, we just had one drink. I don't, like, for those of you who don't know me well, I don't drink incredibly often, and when I do, I don't usually drink ridiculous amounts. I do go out on the odd occasion, but not very frequently, and like tonight we literally just had one drink. So if you ever see me with a drink on my Instagram story, it's usually just one or two that I will have, and it's not like I'm getting hammered, because I like going out every now and again, but I don't like being hungover, and I don't like feeling like I can't perform to the best of my ability, and obviously that's what you feel like when you've had a drink. So I generally tend to not do it too frequently, and that's just personal preference. But there's no harm in having drinks in moderation if you enjoy it, and if it doesn't have like a detrimental effect on your health. I think for an example of how it might be a negative thing is, this might sound kind of weird, but like when I was younger, I definitely used to drink in like a negative way. So I used to drink to like shut everything else out, and as a sort of like coping mechanism, but in quite like a damaging way. I don't think it was a good thing. So when I was younger, I definitely used to use alcohol in a bad way, but now I am much more controlled with it, and I don't do silly things like when I was younger. But on reflection, it was probably a bit of like self-sabotage to the extent that I used to drink when I was younger. So that was not a good thing, and that's an example of where you might not want to drink if it's like a self-sabotage type of situation, or if it's like you're using it as an escape on a regular basis. That's not always a good thing, but in moderation it's fine, and you can still make progress whilst consuming alcohol. Principles of energy balance still apply, but you can make progress whilst consuming alcohol, for those of you who like the odd drink. Hey guys, so it is Sunday evening, and do you know what? Despite feeling like my ovaries have been having some kind of kickboxing fight because I'm due on, I've had a really productive day today. So I woke up, what did I do first thing? I did some cleaning and tidying around my apartment. I put Wolf of Wall Street on whilst I did some wrapping of presents and wrote my clients Christmas cards, which I'm going to send out tomorrow. Super excited for that. I'll have sent them out by the time this video comes out, so I think they'll have arrived with my clients. So I've sent them off, and then I went for a run, came back, ate, had my second coffee, and then I recorded the podcast for Monday, which is on Christmas and managing your feelings and emotions around that occasion. I know it can be really difficult for people to manage, and a lot of people feel a lot of stress and guilt around occasions like Christmas, and they struggle to sort of like manage those feelings. So I decided to record a podcast on that, which will be up by the time you guys watch this. So if you haven't listened to this week's podcast already, please head to the Female Fitness Podcast on Spotify, YouTube, or SoundCloud or Apple Podcasts and listen to this week's episode and let me know what you think. Hopefully it will help you guys, and please do share it if you do listen to it so that I can help more people, I can reach more people and help them. So yeah, I recorded this week's podcast, set it to upload, and then I have just been doing some bits around the apartment really and preparing for the week ahead. And I went on a second walk, got some fresh air. Fresh air is an absolute fundamental for me. I wrote out this week in my passion planner. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go and watch last week's video. And I'm now just chilling really. I'm gonna eat something and then get an early night because I'm going to train at 7:30 in the morning. I'm going to CrossFit, so that'll be good. I enjoy getting my sessions done early these days because then it's out of the way and I can just sit and work for the rest of the day. So that's working like really well for me, and I'm trying to stick to that wherever I can. Obviously there's some days where I might have commitments early in the morning, such as work commitments, meetings, things like that, Zoom calls, but most of the time I'm trying to get my session done nice and early in the morning so that I've got the rest of the day to just do my work, my check-ins and everything else. So that's working really well. And following this clip, I'm going to try and take you through one of my training sessions this week. So that is what is going to follow this, but I hope you're enjoying the vlog so far. Please enjoy my training session, which I will take you through, and I hope you are all good. Hey guys, so I have just taken you through a lower body and conditioning session. I'm stood up right now because honestly, the lighting in my flat is absolutely appalling, and you'd think that as someone who has to produce content for social media, I would have thought about that in a little bit more detail when I actually got my flat, but apparently I didn't, so that's my bad. Anyway, I've just taken you through a lower body and conditioning session. So that session was actually part of a fundamentals program that a coach called Harrison runs, and I will tag him down below. But basically I've been put on his fundamentals program. I don't always follow those sessions. Some sessions I do, I program myself, like the glute and hamstring session that I do each week that you guys have probably seen me do many times with Lydia. That session I do program myself, but I've been using his fundamentals program as a bit of a template and adapting things where I need to, just to make it a little bit more specific to myself and based on what I've got available to me. So that is a session that I followed of his, so go and give him a follow, he's great. And I've spoken about before previously how it can be so beneficial to have a coach yourself if you are a coach, or have something to follow from a programming perspective. It makes your own training so much easier, so much smoother. It means you don't have to think about your own training. Whereas obviously when you're coaching yourself and you have to program your own sessions, it's essentially like you've got yourself as a client. So sometimes when you are a coach, it's really nice to have some programming to follow, because it just means you're not having to then think about your training sessions so much, and you can just get in and out and crack on, as opposed to basically having an additional client, which is yourself. So it's really helpful sometimes to have some programming to follow, and I've been really enjoying following that here and there. So that is a session from that program that I did. I hope you enjoyed it, and if anyone has any questions on my training, on that session, on my programming or anything like that, please comment them down below. I'm happy to answer any questions that you guys have. I'm quite enjoying YouTube. Like, I thought that I would probably just do one vlog again and then end up not doing anymore, or doing them very infrequently, but I've actually been enjoying it. I enjoy the long form content like YouTube and the podcast, because I actually find that it's much easier for me to get myself and my personality across, and it's much easier to explain things as well. And I feel like on Instagram, when people are scrolling, they have quite a short attention span, and I like to produce really informative content. Like, I like to write out long captions, but I feel like sometimes that just gets a bit lost and people don't take the time to read those captions. Let me know if I'm wrong. You know, if you do read my captions on Instagram, comment below and let me know, because I do spend a lot of time on them, and sometimes I'm like, am I just wasting my time on Instagram because people just want to scroll through pictures? So that's why I've been kind of enjoying the long form content, because I feel like I can get myself, my personality, my values across a little bit more, and I can give you guys a bit more of an insight into me, what I'm about, what I stand for, my values. And like I said, sometimes I feel like the fact I want to provide value gets a little bit lost on Instagram, because sometimes people just want to see pretty pictures. I don't know. It's just how I've been feeling sometimes when I'm posting on Instagram. I'm like, are my efforts just going to waste on there, because I'm spending so much time like writing captions or making sure that it's a really informative carousel what you can slide through, and then I'm like, is that just a waste of time, or is it actually useful for people? Do people actually read it? So let me know what you think on that. But that's why I've been kind of enjoying YouTube, and yeah, I feel like I can sort of be myself in here as well, so it's nice. But anyway, I will close off the vlog there. Thank you so much to anyone who's made it this far, to anyone who's taken the time to watch all the way through. Please do like and subscribe if you do enjoy the content I put out. I appreciate it so much, so thank you. And leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you are enjoying them, because I can produce more if you are. And let me know what you want to see. Like, what content do you want to see? What do you want to see from my life? What do you want to see me cover topic wise? Let me know in the comments below. Any requests for the podcast, hit me up. You know where I am, my DMs are open for you guys. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.